All right. Well, welcome back to the stream. So we've had the poll. Let me just bring it up and probably saw a spoiler on what was the winning deck was Ackbar Data Vault, was PQ next weekend. What do I play? I left it up to the community, gave them a few options, and they decided to troll me on Trench and Ackbar. But Ackbar just nudged ahead, so it looks like I'm playing Ackbar at the Sydney PQ this Sunday. So this was the Ackbar list that I was playing before. I've put in a few bamboozles and I think I dropped one Anakin out. There's a bit of card drawing here, and just having that bamboozle can give you that extra edge, especially when they have like a pilot leader. You can bamboozle it out. So let's give this deck a go and see if we can get some practice in with Ackbar Data Vault. So I've just picked up the showcase today as well. This is a hard match up straight away. I think Darth Vader yellow is a hard matchup. We can compete a little bit in space, but just their space units are better than ours. All right, so this is a good hand. When you're playing Ackbar, you need to play undercurve. So you want ideally 2/2 drops, which is what we've got. We've also got a blue leader, which is great as well. So we're not going to mulligan. We're playing against a fellow baddest batch person here. It's got the sleeves going. Looks pretty good. So let's get rid of home one. And I don't think we need the shuttle. Shuttle's great when you're playing diagonally. So you're picking up capturing units on the ground. But when you're in the same arena, not so much. So I did have PQ last weekend in Adelaide. I played Ray Data Vault for that one. Didn't lose a match. Didn't make the top cut. So this is a good start for us here. Let's claim. I had 3 draws and 2 wins. So I ID'd the first round when I played Fletch, who's a guy down in Melbourne. I'd lost my phone in an Uber, and he was on power up, and we're like, let's just not screw each other over, and let's just go for an ID round 1. So we did that. I then matched into all right, let's claim here. We need this victor leader to die, so let's claim. We can potentially capture it. I don't think we need to choose sides in this one. So we ID'd, then I hit an Anakin blue. Anakin blue, we drew. I won the first game, he won the second, and the third game went to time. He ended up finishing in the top 4. Let's take the victor leader. Give ourselves some more time and another X-Wing here. So yeah, I drew, and then I had a Vader yellow, which I won, surprisingly, with the Ray. Sort of tacked out the deck a little bit for it. Matchup, so that was good. Then I hit another Anakin blue again, so the red-blue hero is a little bit troubling for the Ray deck at times. And I drew that, won the first, lost the second, and went to time. And then in the final round, I had a Vader yellow. So across the whole day, I didn't lose a match, but I drew 3 times, which was unfortunate. Okay, so let's trade with the shuttle. Hopefully he doesn't have a 1-drop, which he doesn't. And then we'll exhaust our delegate. So you can see we're playing undercurve here, so we can get that tap out each time. We're in a pretty fortunate situation at the moment because he has nothing, and we've got a resistance squadron coming out. So we could really try and punish him here and play a wedge. Let's see what he plays. The Peacekeeper is probably what I'm going to resource here. Okay, he's going no good to me dead. Wow. That is very fortunate for us. All right, so let's just keep playing under curve at the moment. Let's tap our delegate. All right, we can hit for base with the X-Wing. I'm kind of not in any rush. That is unfortunate, that one there. All right, so let's just play our Grogu out. That way, if he pilots it, we can tap it down. And let's keep the layer. We couldn't damage it with the blue squadron resistance one because this one can't be damaged by enemy card abilities. Let's get rid of the defender now. Alright, so Vader's going to come out there, so we can exhaust it with Grogu. He gets a good barrage in. He'll take his Victor leader back and basically clear out our space. So what are our options? We can play a wedge and run into Victor leader with the ambushed unit. We'll pop out Ackbar and then hit into base there. Alright, V-Wing's a pretty easy resource here. Hopefully he doesn't have another barrage. Air superiority. Okay, it's not a card you see that often. So what's our options? We can exhaust. I think we just really need this Victor leader to... We need this Victor leader to go away. Alright, let's hit the Victor leader. Okay. Alright, so we've got time now. So let's exhaust his Vader. We can hit him with Ackbar. We'll tap our delegate and then we'll run. So they've got ambush now because of Wedge. Hey Liam, how you going? And now it allows us to just throw in the blue squadron to clear out. It'll do 1 damage to the Victor leader, and then we'll ambush into the TIE fighter. So we're playing, Liam, we're playing the Ackbar Data Vault deck that I'm gonna run at the PQ in Sydney this weekend. So we had a poll on the website that you voted in as well. So 35% for Ackbar. So this is practice time. All right, so let's resource the V-Wing. Having Wedge out gives all our vehicles +1/+1 and ambush, which is pretty handy in this matchup. All right, so he's going to exhaust. So at this stage, I think we just hit him with the Ackbar and we'll exhaust his Phantom with the Vader on it. And then we'll just push for damage here. We might as well do a U-wing here. No, I think we just Plo Koon and Grogu. All right, so because we played that Plo Koon out, we're now one hit away. Normally it's a pretty hard matchup, but getting the blue leader and getting some of those ambush units online early stops the spawn of TIE fighters and makes the matchup quite a bit easier, even though he did hit us with 2 Victor leaders. All right, well, we don't need a wedge. We've already got one. Okay, no good to me dead. Yep. All right, well, let's just hit him with Ackbar. We'll tap his lurking tie. And that should be it. All right, so we start off 1-0. I have no idea what to expect on Sunday, playing at Mega Games in Sydney. I think it's going to be a real mix. There's going to be a bit of aggro, a lot of mid-range type stuff, even some like Boba Data Vault, and that I expect to see. Just a dude, huge board, love to see it. Yeah, I was pretty lucky in that game. Actually, wedge stuck on the board, and I was able to ambush a whole bunch of X-Wings, and I was able to capture a Victor leader early on. Okay, so not an okay hand, but not the greatest. Sometimes you kind of want two drops, but we didn't hit it. But we've got a delegate, so it means we're going to draw a card when we play it, and then we're going to get our 2 cards at the end of the turn. So it's a pretty good chance that we will hit something here. All right, so home 1 can go, and probably the Ewing. I'm going to keep the Waylay in case he plays some big upgrade out on us. The blue Resistance Blue Squadron's almost a keep every time. All right, let's play the delegate. Okay, so that's what I mean. We hit our 2 drop straight away. All right, let's claim initiative. And then what you want to do is... So we're interested in Wedge, Sundari. Let's get rid of Sundari. So you want to play under curve. So we want to tap our delegate to get an X-Wing. And then also then play a V-Wing. All right, let's play a V-Wing out. Okay, so let's claim. We'll be able to capture that 7th fleet. All right, let's get rid of the A-Wing there. Was it A-Wing or? I think it was. So let's capture the 7th Fleet Defender. I'm expecting Krannik's ST shuttle thing here. All right, let's exhaust the delegate. Starting to build up a fleet. I think we just hit, because if he gives us a shield, we can just waylay. Like, we're getting in a good situation here for Resistance Blue Squadron, but he's going to hit with long pike here. Let's get rid of one of the blue leaders. All right, so snapshot into the board. We can obviously waylay the long pike. All right, let's exhaust the delegate. Asteroid Sanctuary, I think we're okay with. Let's waylay that long pike. And we're also getting in range of being able to just one-shot the Gar Saxon when it comes out. Again, we've got another waylay, which is great. So let's get rid of the Grogu. And he's just going to keep hitting at base. So we've got 6 out there now. If he drops out Gar Saxon, we're going to be able to one-shot it with the Resistance Blue Squadron. And we've got another 8 damage on board, plus Ackbar, so we've got another 11. He brings out long pike. All right, so we're just waiting, so no good to me dead on what? Okay. All right, so let's hit base again for 2. We'll pop Ackbar out. We'll then hit his base and also tap our own guy down. Okay, Sanctioner Shuttle's good. Anakin is also good. Get rid of Wedge. Wedge is good when you can pull him out from... when you can pull him out from a U-wing. Alright, so let's capture Krennic. Let's start pushing damage on his base here now. He's going to say power of the dark side, so let's just get rid of a X-Wing, and we finish that. So he kind of just like ignored our board for the majority of that game. Alright, 2-0. Starting off okay with Ackbar. A Phasma. Now, interesting thing about Phasma is that when I went to the PQ last weekend, even though I missed out on the top cut, going undefeated and just having draws, 3 draws and 2 wins, I got my prize pack, one of the lucky door ones. They opened a carbonite box and it was like 12 single carbonite packs. I think I was like the 4th or 5th maybe drawn, and you went up there and there was like cards you could pick from, or there was like carbonite pack, and so I gambled. I said, I'll take carbonite pack, I'll gamble and see if I get something good. And when I opened it up, it was a Phasma showcase. I was pretty happy with that. Am trying to trade it at the moment. There's a guy that was after, I think he's missing 4 showcases for the full set of this set 4, and he's got a spare Boba showcase. I'm hoping to trade it in. How did we disconnect? All right, let's leave. So I'm trying to trade that, and I'll just pay the difference between the two. Okay, an Asajj double yellow, something you don't see very often. So we should be quite aggressive this one here. Yeah, because I really did like that Boba Green, Boba Data Vault list that we played the other day. That was pretty good. Okay, this is not the greatest at all. So this deck, you can mulligan even though you've got, because you look at all the 2 drops there, we've got 4, 10, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18. So that is a super high chance. I think we need a better 2 drop. The Anakin's not that great as an initial 2 drop. Padme's good, and the Delegate are some of the best 2 drops that you want here. So would resource the Timely and the home one. And what we hope to do is, like, we play a Delegate, and then we get to that turn where we can play a home one, and we pick up our Delegate, draw a card, and we don't suffer the negative penalty on the favorable Delegate. So let's drop that down, draw Wedge. All right, so let's claim. We don't need 2 wedges. We'll do the same thing. We'll exhaust our favorable Delegate, and then we'll also play a Padme down. Okay, so he's going to take our U-wing reinforcements with the Bodhi. Only got 1 event, so... Alright, so let's hit Padme down. What we can do next turn is attack with Padme to begin with. We'll give -3 to Bodhi. And then we'll have to play one of these. Right, so let's claim. Akira, or... because we probably want to play the other favorable Delegate so we can play under curve here. Do we take... All right, so resource the Kira. Because we're going to play the Resistance Blue Squadron next. So I'm going to start by attacking base. Because I've got coordinate, I can give -3 to Bodhi Rook. Now, because we're playing double yellow, we have to be careful of cunning. All right, so he's intent on killing that favorable delegate. So I think what we do is just pick up, even though we're going to miss out on a X-Wing. We just pick it up. It saved us 4 damage, and he didn't even get the when defeated trigger on it. Yeah, so Adelaide Liam. So discard a card at random. You can have a card at random. So Adelaide was, I went undefeated, but first game was an ID. I lost my phone in an Uber on the way, and then I had Fletch straight up, and we talked and we decided it's probably best to ID and not mess our run up. So I started off with a draw to start with. And then second match, I went into Anakin Blue, won the first game, lost the second, and we went to time. So that was a draw. So I started off with 2 draws. Vader Yellow was the next one. I beat Vader Yellow 2-0. Then I had Anakin Blue again, and I won the first game, lost the second, and went to time. So that was another draw. So I was at 1 win, 3 draws. And in the final round, I had Vader Yellow, and I 2-0'd that. So I went undefeated, but I didn't make the top cut. I needed 1 more win, and I was in the top cut for sure. So an unfortunate run, but it had fun. It was all good, and that's the deck performed well. It's just the red blue heroics. It just gets caught in it sometimes. So I got stuck with like Crate Dragons, and that messed me up in the second game on one of them. So if you don't have to draw the removal, yeah, that's what it is. All right, so let's go -3 on the Sarge. We've got the Resistance Blue Squadron that we can nuke the Bodhi here. Or if we tap first, we can hit the Asajj. Or we can also play a blue leader here. Let's see what he does. Blue leader's pretty good. There's only a 1 of Padme in here. Right, so he didn't. All right, so let's kill off Asajj. We might as well, even though we're going to miss out on the X-Wing trigger. I think the ID rules are going to be looked at. I don't think for the remainder of this year, or maybe after Worlds they might look at it again, but it'd look a bit silly if they had it one way, so it was double loss, and then changed it again. Given the amount of data they had, like, for all the other card games and that, so it is a little bit divisive in terms of when you get the top cut, just all IDing. It's not great, but the alternative is the double loss scenario. Finally, a chance to watch a good play after the fiasco that was Clint versus Tivy. Exactly. Yes. The other members of the Baddest Batch were streaming today, and yeah, may have been some ordinary gameplay. All right, let's the delegate. Yes, Tivy was trying Fletcher's Palp 2 list, and I don't know if he had much success on it. All right, so I think we just hit with Padme again, and we'll make this one -3. 1/7. Choose a card. 1/7's not going to do much damage to us. Yeah, so he was trying out Palp 2 Blue. So Fletcher's been working on that at the moment. He's trying it the last couple of weeks because he believes it will be a pretty good deck next set, with especially with Anakin. So he takes out our blue leader. All right, so let's exhaust our X-Wing here. What we're going to do, we're going to set up for a big Resistance Blue Squadron. Tivoli looked like he aged about 7 years by that time he got away. The funny thing is, he got the showcase and that for it, so like he's been wanting to play that for like such a long time and like a good list, but I think it requires like a ton of practice, that deck. All right, we're going to stop this suppressor by just playing the defender. The original tension on this one was that I was going to get a decent blue squadron, but didn't really work out that way. So I'm going to deploy Ackbar, kill the suppressor, and then play a Grogu. Yes, Mitch, I'm going to be on this one on the weekend. So I've got the Ackbar showcase I picked up off Dean today, and got the Ackbar sleeves and ready to go. That was the poll on the channel, and turned up. We're going to play Ackbar. All right, 3-0. I think Ackbar is a better deck than Trench, so I'm kind of glad that Ackbar just edged Trench out. I think Trench still needs some support. But yeah, as I was saying, Palp 2 might be a good deck next set. You've got, if I go back, you've got some good cards for it. Specifically, has to be the Anakin. This deck here, is this enough to make Palp 2 good? I don't know. I think it still needs a little bit more support. Yeah, a little bit more support than that. If you can get more cards with this type of effect, it should be quite good. The Ahsoka the stats are not great. I would much prefer like a 4/7 rather than a 5/6, but I think she might be interesting. There was a unit here. This Jedi Guardian seems pretty good with her. 6/8 while it's defending. Think Trench will make use of the new second sister. Just happy we have a Triller card at all, honestly. Maybe. Yeah, that second sister looked pretty good, whether it's in Trench or, I still hold out hope for Afra as well to be at some point viable. So when we're looking at, it's not on here yet. Second sister, I thought it was yellow-black, right? It was yellow-black? Or was it red-black? We got disconnected. Ackbar Data Vault. Yep, soon find a game. All right, Kira. This shall be a longer game. I think there'll be a few Kiras at Sydney. I know Julian's going to probably be on it because he was chasing a showcase. I did pick up a Kira showcase the other week, but I haven't really played Kira yet for a while. This looks pretty good. We won't mulligan here. I always like it when we got like a Grogu or a delegate. SWDB is a touch slow to update sometimes. Yeah, it's just one guy doing most of the work there. So let's go to the V-Wing and we get rid of the Leia or the Peacekeeper here. Let's get rid of Leia. It's good that this card is a may and a not must. Yes, exactly. All right, let's play the Grogu. I like the delegate here too. The delegate play into home one. Well, he didn't like that. All right, pass. Okay, I think we get rid of the wedge here. We're going to try and get that out of a U-wing, something like that. Hmm. All right, let's generate an X-wing. We'll play out a defender. I probably expect him maybe to shield here. The Chewie's very good for us. A barrage. Okay. Well, we're going to lose our delegate if we don't pick it up. So let's pick it up. All right, and claim. We really need like a Plo Koon or something here. Okay. All right, so delegate, probably don't need a shuttle. We can shoot the AT-RT here. Or we can't Coruscant Guard yet. All right, I think we just shoot the Walker. Probably expect a devastating gunship here if I was to create an X-wing. We've at least popped his Kira. But yeah, the Plo Koon is really good in this matchup. We haven't seen it yet. This is one of the harder matchups though. What you're looking for in the late game is like timely reinforcements, and you're looking for one of the. We've got 3 choose sides in here, so you're looking for the choose sides. Got to be sitting on an OB, exactly. Yeah. You waiting on us? No. It's going to time out. Oh, okay, he's passed. Okay. Right, so we can tap, or we got the guard here. I think we just tap. I think he like timed out. Like when it passes like that, he just times out. So he's still connected, but he might have stepped away. There is one Chewie in this deck, so yeah. It's good to keep returning with home one in this particular matchup. Yes, as I was saying, going back down to our list here. Yeah, these 3 choose sides and the 2 timelies are the big things in this matchup. Oh, I think he's going to just disconnect. He's inactive. Okay, all right, well, we'll claim that. Too scared, so he's dropped off, so we'll keep moving on. It's a shame because that is a matchup that we'd want to practice. Han to blue. This will be an interesting one as well. Maybe we can do a choose sides on a Crate Dragon. Seems like a fair deal to me. We don't have 2 drops here, unfortunately. So I am going to mulligan again. Again, this time of night, look at all these people with the baddest batch card backs. Representing the baddest batch. I actually did the pull request and that into the code base for for Petronaki for this. All right, so let's get rid of Wedge and the Echo Base Defender here. Is this specific list or did you pull inspiration? So this list is closer to the it's closer to the first one that won the PQ, not the one that did well the other night at the UK gaming one. That had things like hotshot blasters. It had a bunker defender. I don't know whose codename Shadow 1 is. Do we know whose Shadow 1 is? Slipper Hobby Shirt. Yeah, if you send me Mitch, send me the image or just point me to it. And yeah, I'll do a Hobby Shack one for you. Just give me the artwork and that for it, and I'll submit it. So yeah, I've made a few changes to the original list. The big ones being only very minor. Like I've got a couple bamboozles in there. Everything else is pretty similar to the original one. So I'm gonna exhaust the Phantom here. Oh, it's Sam Sabine from he was Sabine at Jolt. Right, so pass. So it will be streamed. The Baddest Batch will be streaming the PQ. So let's get rid of the V Wing here on the weekend. All right, so he's going to hit in there. So I think I'm going to play Kira, and I'm going to see what's in his hand, and I'm going to say Kiati Mundi. He's going to stop his turn there. I thought about creating more X-Wings, but I'm like, if he has a Poe or something, it's going to be very difficult to deal with. But yeah, now he's got a open fire, which he'll probably do on the X-Wing. If he does that, we'll claim and play the Blue Squadron to kill the Phantom next turn. And then we'll create an X-Wing out. Yep. Okay, so he doesn't do that. So we'll hit in to the Phantom then. All right, pass. Padme's a bit too late. Plo Koon is a very good draw here. You want to keep playing undercurve, but then if you get an opportunity, like to one-shot his leader here, we know that he's got Obi-Wan, and we know that he's got Han. He's going to flip Han out. So if we get an opportunity to kill Han here, says Obi-Wan. I knew he was going to do that, so we just Obi-Wan, we can Plo Koon and resolve the attack. And then we'll stop him getting all that XP that he would have got off Obi-Wan to his leader. So that's why Kira is such a good card. Been in Harnless for so long, you get hand intelligence and you get the option to also like brick their turns. So we'll just hit into there. There's our choose sides. Right, we don't need 2 delegates here. We'll just keep our Anakin in case we do build up a big fleet and we can really go at him with repeatedly playing Anakin out. So he's at 6, so if he has a Luke, he'd probably play a Luke out here. Here's one of those cards I pulled one of and then never again. It's I've got quite a few Kiras. The unit itself but I drafted so much in that set. Okay, so he's going to hit us out with Kanan here. So I think what I'm going to do is hit base. I'm going to tap Kira, and then I'm going to play the Blue Squadron to hit Kanan. So we're going to tap Kira, and then we're going to shoot Kanan because we've got 3 space vehicles, and then pass. I'm doing pretty well here. We have double choose sides. I think we resource Anakin because we've got a U-wing here as well. So he's at 7. What can we expect? Chewbacca, if he's got it in hand. Some of them run Mace Windu. Right, so he's going to kill that. So let's... A Feral Delegate can then finish off Yoda. Let's see, he may have a Luke here. If he has a Luke, we can change sides and take control of his Luke, which seems like a fair trade to me. A perilous position. Okay, well, he didn't want us to make any more X-Wings. All right, force throw. All right, well, you can have a blue leader. And I think we should hit in again with an X-Wing. It's kind of stalling to... If he claims initiative, we will play U-Wings here. Yep. All right, so let's play the U-Wing. What is good here? I think Wedge is very good. And I think a Grogu might be good as well. All right. So Liam was running choose sides in his Boba 2, but I never found I had something to trade when I needed it. Easier done with Ackbar. Exactly. Yeah, Boba 2, I don't think you'd find that you have much to trade with. But because you're generating X-Wings here, there's always something to trade. I had it in Ray and that as well. So on the weekend, I actually had it inside previously, but I ran one in main. And yeah, it's like an extra removal is the way I see it. Okay, so we can, because we've got Wedge out, we can spawn an X-Wing and it'll have ambush. And it can take out the redemption there. All right, we have a wealth of plays here. So I think we just play timely and pass. All right, I think we get rid of the A-Wing. Yeah, won't we change of heart instead? Won't be enough. Yeah, change of heart doesn't have the condition. We beat Sam on that one, so we move to 5-0. Change of heart costs 1 less, and it doesn't have the condition of you having to have a unit on your side, because problem with choose sides, sometimes you might have a strong unit, they've got a strong unit, no, it's useless. But if you had change of heart, yeah, you can get that big sort of tempo swing. All right, Han Solo Green. Don't know if I played Han Green with this deck. So we've got two drops and we've got the shuttle. So that seems pretty good to me. The shuttle is very good against Han, I think, because what it can do is take a piloted ship. All right, let's get rid of the U-Wing here and the Defender. Also a fun card to run in Palp because you get the thing, yeah, you get back the thing Palp style. Exactly, yeah. Change of Heart is also good for Palp in itself because you can steal it and then sack it with the ability of Palp. Okay, so he's going to run in there. So it's probably not the best play that we had there. With the Falcon, I think looking back on it, we probably should have mulliganed for a ground unit. All right, let's play the guard down. Let's see what he plays. All right, let's claim. He's going to resupply it. Kind of put us in a hard position here. Let's get rid of the U-wing. He may yeah, he got rid of his unit there. All right. Let's just pass and see what he does. If he resources, our options are that we can play Kira, take a look at his hand and see what he's going to play here. Well, that's not great. I think we just say Han Solo and yeah. We'll leave it up to fate on that one, like what he's going to get out. We can obviously bamboozle him here, and that will stop his turn. So I think that's the correct play. So we bamboozle, and then if he's got something in his, yeah, he can smuggle it out. So let's claim. All right. Let's tap Kira. Oh, let's tap the guard. Let's tap the guard. We've really fallen behind in this game quite a bit. It's going to be quite hard, I think. I ran into Dooku Yellow a while back that kept using Commandeer and Change of Heart. Yeah. And then exploiting. That's pretty cool. Okay. So we're going to get U-winged here. So I think we kill Tech, right? He can't play a Han out of it because of our Kira. He may play a Falcon. The Han unit, we might have to try and find a choose sides. Okay, so he's going to look at our hand and then play a with Kira. We'll say the resistance squadron. So let's just ambush in. We'll kill Tech. But yeah, we are not in a good position here, especially when you draw another resistance squadron there. Right, so we know Han is coming out here. So let's kill Kira. We know he's going to hit us with Han Solo as soon as we go down on the ground. He may put Han up into the hauler here. But it is a risk from him if we'd picked up a sanctioner's shuttle. All right, so let's exhaust this X-Wing. No, he didn't. I mean, I may have put the The Han Solo, because he did have the Han Solo pilot. I may have put that in the hauler. Maybe he thought we had a waylay or something like that. But yeah, this could be our first loss. All right, so do we hit the hauler here? All right, we can just hit into base. Not the greatest hand. Just hitting we resourced our U-wings early. All right, let's claim. Not claim. Let's throw Grogu away. We do have a bamboozle, which may help here. Okay, well, if he plays that one, he's going to get rid of that Han. Can't have two on the board at once. Okay. All right, so I think we killed that. No, we don't kill it, but we exhaust that Han. Right, we can play a Grogu out. Right, he claims initiative, so we can bamboozle and send that back. We can then send an X-Wing in here, play the hauler out, hit the blue squadron, and then hit into base. All right, well, what do we got here? So a blue leader and a bright hope. It's not resource. All right, he's going to hit us another Han. He's going to hit the hauler. Interesting. All right, so Grogu could tap Han. We could pick up Grogu here. We pick Grogu up. Let's see what we draw. Echo base is okay. Gonna try to match this one. Pretty tight. We got off to a pretty ordinary start when we did put the spaceship up there and he was just able to falcon at turn 1. All right, so let's head into base. We'll tap our X-Wing. And hit his base for 3, and then we'll play our defender. All right. Well, waylay seems good. Grogu. Let's get rid of the Peacekeeper. All right. So what do we exhaust here? What do we exhaust with Ackbar? If we do the Han Solo leader, save ourselves 4 damage. We do the Falcon. We just waylay the Falcon here. We get rid of the pilot at the same time. We still have our blue leader here that could hit this Han if we need to. Or it could run into a hauler. Very tight match. Okay. So how much have we got on board? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. In space, 10, 11, 12. All right, well, let's push. Probably got unfortunately got a blaster. All right, so that's weird. Like what? We'll hit base and we'll just tap that down. We'll probably lose just because of a blaster here, I think. But it'll be tight, and considering we had such a bad start, not bad. We just have to remember, playing against Han Green, don't play a mulligan for a 2-drop that's on the ground, not in space. All right, tech and a blue leader. Okay, so his blue leader is what? It's going to hit Ackbar. Okay. All right, let's keep pushing damage, and we can play our blue leader out, and we will kill the tech. Now, he's out here as a blaster or a surprise strike. All right, we can resource Grogu. That shuttle would have been good earlier on. I don't, when you put the Chewbacca on there, when I had like an Ackbar that could just tap it, didn't make any sense, but maybe that's all he had. But if he had a blaster before, he should have put it on this leader here. And yeah, I would have been in real trouble. So maybe he didn't have the blaster, but he's drawn 31 cards out of his deck. I'd be shocked if he didn't have the blaster. Well, okay, well maybe we're lucky. Let's hit base. We'll tap his Han Solo unit. Yeah, bought Sparker Rebellion Falcon on turn 1 is the biggest reason I brought Fireball into Boba too. Yeah. Fireball is like straight removal sometimes. I had it in Trench, and yeah, not Trench. What was the deck? Han 2 yellow. I had it, and it was just straight removal. Pay 1 for it, and yeah. All right, 6-0. Wow, I wasn't expecting this. I was expecting about 50%, 50, 60% to be honest. But yeah, there was some questionable plays in that last game, I would say. So I wouldn't put much stock in this one being that great into Han Green. We got very lucky in the sense that he did not draw a blaster. Like in 31 cards out of 50. Okay, so this is good again. We've got 2 early drops. So let's go with that. I like the Coruscant Guards specifically against Anakin because they have their units that try and trade up. And it can ambush into their low attack ones. We won't mulligan. Home 1 has to go. And I feel like I want to keep Plo Koon, which probably means that U-Wing has to go as well. We got caught in that last game where our U-Wings were all in the resource row. So for those just joining, I have a PQ this weekend. I put a poll up on the channel, and people voted for Ackbar. So here we are practicing Ackbar. All right, so let's resource Echo Base Defender. We'll start by, well, we could start by creating a X-Wing. think that's what we have to do here. Make him hit into it, and we can just drop the guard on the ground. Okay, let's drop the guard. He'll probably play a Yoda. No, C3PO. All right, so let's claim. We'll start off by tapping the... Let's resource secure. We'll start off by tapping the C3PO to turn off his card draw. We can then tap our Coruscant Guard and also play an Echo Base Defender this turn. Unfortunately, they had the restored arc at the start because it's stopped us from building our fleet up. Okay. All right, let's exhaust the guard. He's going to play Governor. So what is he going to say here? Wedge Antilles. Not a bad call. All right, so let's claim. It allows us now to trade freely into this C3PO. All right, so let's get rid of Wedge. We'll hit into 3PO here. Hopefully he trades up into the Echo Base here and give us our time to drop a blue squadron on this this arc here. Yeah. So let's drop a blue squadron on the arc. All right, there's the Echo Base. All right, let's exhaust the governor here. Okay, he's had enough. There we go. So 7-0. Yeah, good luck at the PQ. Yeah, I've got the showcase, got the sleeves, all ready to go. So I've already won a PQ earlier on this set with Ray Datavolt. So got the mat, got the promo. So this weekend will just be about having fun and encouraging my teammates to try and get through for the win and get through the win and get that day one by. So time reinforcement has been very good in Ray. Yeah, love to see. Yeah, it's been very good. I have been trialing the choose sides in the main as well, one choose sides. So this hand's not good enough to... We want 2 2-drops, ideally. All right, so you can see now we've got Favorable Delegate and Layer there. Let's get rid of 1 choose sides and 1 U-wing. We want to prioritize a card draw specifically in this matchup. So hopefully we can get like a home 1 as well. All right, so let's claim. What I'm going to do on this one is exhaust. Let's get rid of Wedge. I'm going to exhaust and then tap. Save ourselves a bit of life. Exhaust. Which we did save quite a bit of life, considering he was going to wing leader there. All right, and now we can create an X-wing. Us. All right, so if he does wing leader here, we can bamboozle. All right, force is with me on a ship. Okay. I think we're okay with that. So let's play another delegate and see what we get. We got an Echo Base Defender. That's pretty good. Let's create another X-Wing. Hit base for 2. All right, pass. All right, get rid of the V-wing here. You'll have to make a decision each comp season after you win your first. Crowdsource your PQ decks from that point on to make it a bit interesting. Exactly. Full meme decks. Once you get that win, you know, I wasn't expecting to win a PQ this set. Like I tried last. I think I only went to one last set because I was away. But they're very difficult to win. So, all right, let's hit base for 2. But yeah, definitely if I do win one, it's about just having a bit of fun from then on. Okay, so we're going to get hit by A-wings here. Let's just hit him for 1. I'm just see what he's going to do with Chirrut. So I can Plo Koon. If he has a lightsaber, we're kind of in a lot of trouble. But I guess we do have Bamboozle if he does do that. So let's do that. All right, well, that worked out okay for us. Do I Bamboozle this A-wing? I think I do. Let's Bamboozle it. We'll discard the Han. We'll send the A-wing. Oh, no, that's not how I expected it to work. All right, let's hit into there. All right, so we've got 2 sides. I think we need the Sentinel here. We'll use the Squadron. He'll probably attack with this A-wing here into base, I would say. All right, well, let's hit the A-wing. He's just going ham on base here. Plus, you can blame any poor standings on the subscribers. Win-win, exactly. Yes, we'll go full vote, and if I lose, it's because of a poor deck choice. All right, let's just keep the board clear. And we'll hit him for 2. Okay. All right, I think we're in pretty good position if he doesn't pull any big tricks out. Okay. Well, is that good enough to choose sides? I think so. Let's change sides. We'll give him one of these delegates and we'll take his arc. And then we'll kill his delegate so that he can discard a card. Because that gives us 2 restore. All right, we'll get in there and restore. We'll hit his delegate, tap our own delegate, and generate an X-Wing. All right, we'll keep hitting in. So yeah, I didn't get to see much of the UK Gaming Expo, but apparently the Ackbar list did really well. This is more closer to the original Ackbar one, but yeah, I will be reviewing it a bit more closely. But he did put in the Bamboozles, which wasn't in the original sort of list. So the Bamboozles have been doing really well since I've incorporated them in. So I definitely agree with the changes he made for that. If he plays something here, I'm just going to shoot it, and or I could capture it. Yeah. No, if we shoot it, he has to discard a card. So he discards a K2. All right. Well, I think that finishes this match. We move to 8-0. So we have 2 more games left. in this set of 10. And Ackbar seems to be doing okay so far. I like these Blue Squadron, Resistance Blue Squadron. They're so good in this deck. All right, Quinlan. This could be a very hard match. We haven't played a Quinlan yet. The issue with Quinlan, they've got Tarkentown. They've got the hand tape. So there's plenty for us to have problems with. Any specific reason not to include tech in this deck? Not really. I did have tech, but I found I had enough card draw. This is a matchup that we're just about to play that tech would be good in. So I might be missing tech and that here, but I found I had it and I was like never really using it. So we'll play the delegate because it's a 1/5 and it's going to keep us out of range of his Tarkentown. Right, let's claim. So we've got options here. We could blue leader straight. I'm getting rid of the timely here. We could blue leader straight into this A-wing. What would he play back out? We can tap and just continue to develop the board here. I think I like just developing the board even further. Even if he runs into it here. What's he attacking? Base or unit? Okay. Don't know if that's correct. He wants to really play a 2-drop here so that he can make us discard. We got 2 2-drops and a 0-drop, so we're kind of playing under curve. Here he comes with the Falcon. All right. Will he keep the Falcon out is the question. All right, I think we can get rid of blue leader here. We've got 2 U-wings though. Will the Falcon go away? If the Falcon stays there, I'm definitely running in the... Doesn't stay there. All right, so let's run the blue leader in. He will Tarkentown that one. I would really like a home one, not a home one, a Bright Hope out of here. Yep. All right, so let's tap our delegate, generate next wing. Out comes the Falcon again. Claim, don't really mind that too much because he's just not developing the rest of his board. A waylay or a... Let's get rid of the defender. Will the Falcon stay out here is the question. If it does, we'll just blue squadron it straight away. And left a comment, wondering if you can make JTL Thrawn work with yellow. Green red seems much easier to do, but I think yellow might get really strong with some cards. Yeah, maybe that. I would suspect that there is some more kind of... I call it death rattle. That's like the when defeated, but yeah, I call it death rattle. All right, so here's... Do we just play Kira here? Because we know that he's going to play a Falcon, I think. Or do we just play the Squadron and kill this A-Wing? let's hit into base. Let's see what he does. Probably pop Quinlan out now. Which he does. All right, let's just kill the A-Wing. One area where Quinlan is weak, it is in space. So maybe that's why he's been constantly running the Falcon back out at us. What are we going to discard here? Akira. I think Kira can go because he's got too many cards on his hands. Too many options. Here comes the Falcon again. It'll be able to damage one of these. Right, we've got Coruscant Guard and a Waylay. Okay. Falcon will probably go again. If it does, we'll exhaust the X-Wing and create another X-Wing. Okay, so let's exhaust our X-Wing here. He's going to try and tap our guys here. Question is, do we really care? I don't really just want to play one unit here, so let's get rid of a U-Wing. We'll deploy Ackbar. Getting a bit low on cards though. That's the problem here. We really can't waylay the Ahsoka. It's not a unit you want to waylay so that you can discard a card again. Death Rattle is a lot more metal, exactly. Alright, so you can have a waylay. Yeah, Death Rattle is what they called in Hearthstone. We talked a little bit about Hearthstone the other night. One thing I did want to show you, Hearthstone, was I was playing from like 2012 to like 2020, 2021, when the power creep got a bit out of control. So I want to show you where I was. So this article here, December 20th Hearthstone, so 2013, December 20, was a rank of the top ranked players in the North American closed beta test. So that was a massive test. We're still waiting on this guy. And then, yeah, here I am here. That's me, ranked 1. For that particular month, as of December 19th, I was ranked number 1 in the world on Hearthstone. So it, it was just, for me, it was just lucky that when they took it, like Strifecrow was a much better player than me. You had a Mars and a few of these other guys, Dengzu. It's just when they took the snapshot, I was lucky enough to be in the top slot there. Bright Hope is a bit late, and Home One's okay. Right, let's see what he's got for us. But yeah, in Hearthstone they called it Death Rattle. That's not good. Is that his third force throw? Take second. Straight to the pool room. That exactly. Okay, you can have a home one. You'll probably take out Ackbar, unfortunately, but we'll be able to come back with a U-Wing straight away. Right, that's 2 force throws, so let's U-Wing straight away. We'll hit him with the Han Solo. Oh, we could hit him with a Plo Koon and a Leia to exhaust Ahsoka. Is one option, or we could Han. No, I think I like the Plo Koon option and the exhaust. Right, exhaust unit. We're going to exhaust Ahsoka, and then we're going to resolve the ambush attack to take out Quinlan there. Now we have 6, 10 on board here. He's going to hit us back with Quinlan, with Plo Koon. Do we take Plo out here? I think we have to. Like, 6 is a lot. We have no cards left now, so can't force throw us anymore. Take him to 14. He's running Tarkin Town. So we are 11 away. So we have 2 sides. If he plays out a Han unit, could be really good. But yeah, I had a lot of fun playing Hearthstone. It was a really great game when it was like the smaller card pool, like the 3 sets a year or whatever that they were releasing. And things were fairly balanced. It just, as the years went by, like most card games, it just power crept. And then the RNG got even more and more. Okay, so he's going to hit us with Kira. He'll probably say choose sides. We'll run Leia in. We'll tap an X-Wing and then hit again. All right, so you choose sides. We'll run in. He's still got the Falcon. We know that. All right, let's exhaust one of our units. Create another X-Wing. We'll play out a A-Wing. All right, and then let's claim. A home 1 or another U-Wing would be quite good here. Hopefully he doesn't have another... Well, 2 Grogus is not good. We'll start by hitting in with an A-Wing here. Let's hit him with the A-Wing. Are you concerned about power creep in the newest set coming out in that game? Oh, yeah, I mean, there does look to be a certain amount of power creep that's coming. Like you can see it in the 2 drops. There's a lot. 2-4 seems to be the base. Same with the 3 drops. Before we used to just have 1 or 2 3-5s, and as the sets have progressed, you've seen more and more come through. Do we create another X-Wing here? I think we do. We just keep hitting out in space where Quinlan is weak. We'll play the Grogu down. Another home 1 went to the bottom out of the last U-Wing. Yep. Let's play the Grogu down. You'll probably pop the Falcon again. Let's just claim. All right, the Han will come down. Okay, Anakin is good here. Let's hit the base for 3. We'll give him choose sides because we can't do anything with that at the moment. We'll hit one of the X-Wings. That's a third force throw in 22 cards. So we're not expecting any more now. So we'll pilot with Anakin, and we'll see if he has an answer. Waylay. He did have an answer. All right, so let's... it's not good for us because we know he's got the... we know he's got the Falcon. That's going to come out, but we can stop the Falcon, I guess, with the layer. We couldn't choose sides with Han because he called it out with Kira. Let's exhaust the Falcon. Yeah, the Kira had choose sides, and we're only at 7 or 8 resources, so we couldn't do it. So he has to claim here. Come on, give us... here we go. We've got a U-wing now. Pass. All right, so the Falcon's gonna... he has to keep the Falcon out, and he has to run the Falcon into the A-wing. We can exhaust the layer to create an X-Wing and then play the U-Wing. And that'll force him to hit the layer at least anyway. All right, let's exhaust. We can even shoot this Falcon. Because the thing with Quinlan, it typically don't have much space. All right, surprise strike. All right, so let's play the U-Wing. So what can we go? Resistance. Echo-based defender. All right, let's go with that. We'll shoot his Falcon. And then he'll have to run into that for that one. So let's go with that. And then I'll claim. Yeah, so there definitely is some power creep coming in the next set. All right, so he's realized he can't get out of that. All right, so I think he's conceding. All right, so 9-0. So we are one game away from a clean sweep. Yeah, reason we'll talk about Force Throw getting banned. I don't think Force Throw will get banned. I think the thing with Force Throw, you can play around it. And so, yeah, I do not. You can only have 3 in your deck. I don't think there's much chance of it getting banned. Beta blue. So we need to contest up in space. We don't need to choose sides. Layer is good. let's not do the guard. All right, let's start up there with a A-wing. We'll claim, and what I'm going to do is exhaust the Vanguard and then spawn a unit. Yeah, I think there's going to be cards. Have we seen cards that pull force events and that? I just, yeah, I think it's going to be pretty key to yeah, they really want to push the force mechanic in. Force throw you can play around, so it's a good card. But if force throw ever becomes like everywhere in all the decks, you just add card draw and that in. All right, so let's exhaust and let's build our fleet up here. We can get rid of Plo Koon. This match is not going to be on the ground. We don't need 2 Plo Koons. All right, let's put that 2 on the base, 1 on layer. And then let's shoot this Vanguard down. Try and mop up as much as we can to stop these non-token units from spawning more TIE fighters. Yeah, even if they do ban it, I think they want to give it some mileage before with the literal force set first. Yep. I mean, that's going to be the big difference, isn't it? Is that we go from the earlier sets with, half a dozen force units spread across the colors to like most of the units in this new set all being force. You can have layer. Right, then I will take out the bomber. And then we've turned off his generation of tokens. Probably should have kept that Grogu that I had before. All right, so let's wipe out that token. We can hit for 5 with this squadron, so let's see what he's going to play. Patrolling V-Wing. That is interesting. I'm just going to hit base here. He's going to play Victor Leader. All right, so what we do here is play the blue leader. We'll change it, the order of play, so ambush is first. We're going to ambush into it, then drop it down onto the ground and give it their experience. And we will run this squadron into the TIE fighter there. We're going to try and stop him having a ship that he can pilot out to. I wonder if force decks would just be another way to play like space decks. Curious if all colors will make regular use of the... There will be more certain colors that make more use out of it than others. Like, I think that Obi-Wan yellow deck is decent. And it's heavily reliant on the force. But yeah, I'm just looking forward to, again, the leader pool expanding and just a whole bunch of new ideas and all that. You've seen when I was playing with Finn and that last week and all that can sort of unlock these previous leaders. The Anakin we were talking about before, unlocking Palp 2 as well. All right, let's just keep these A-Wings under control. Hopefully some good cards for all colors. Yeah, I think so. I think there's what I spoiled about half so far. I mean, I think that Vader unit is really good. the 6-drop Vader, the one where you can give a shield token to a friendly enemy and an enemy unit. So like a what do you call it? The 4/6 smuggle unit. Like exactly like that. Is he just baiting us out? All right, I'm going to play Grogu, and I'm just going to deploy and then hit base and not spend any more. Yeah, that Darth Vader Long Pike. It's exactly like Long Pike, but like that's his when played ability. But then his on attack is defeat an enemy unit with a shield token, and that's like any enemy unit, like the hits a leader. So yeah, Long Pike, that's the one. But even the Chirrut, I found the Chirrut quite good in terms of the face, the force unit and that as well. All right, I'm just going to keep pushing base. Okay, he jumps into it. Let's get into base. We'll tap Grogu. So we're at 5 now. We can play the skirmisher and then the resistance squadron. Because we've got 8. He's going to hit us with the dogfight. Okay. All right, so we play the skirmisher. That'll take us to 4 units. Play the squadron, take us to 5. And we'll hit the 5 in, and yeah. Let's do that. All right, so we are 8 away. Chewbacca's a good draw for this matchup. If he hits us with the super laser, I'll just play the U-Wing. If he doesn't, we'll just go straight in with the blue leader and then present lethal with any of these 3s. That Vader would just delete Luke, exactly. You can get that Vader ambushed in. Really enjoying the versatility of the Force token. Quite a few cards, yeah. It's surprisingly fun using that Force token. Just adds like that, the same way Smuggle and that added an extra dimension to the game. The Force token feels like it's going down that path. Okay, so an OB. Only hit us for 4. All right, well, it looks like a clean sweep. 10 zip on Ackbar Data Vault. Is that reflective of what it will be like at the PQ? I doubt it, but also going to dunk on the new Kanan leader, exactly. All right, let's hit in. There we go. Let me update the score. 10 zip. All right, well, thanks for tuning in. I'm going to be on tomorrow night as well. Tomorrow night, I'm going to focus on best of 3s. Tonight was just all best of 1s. I'm going to paste the link to the deck list, and yeah, I'm going to focus on sideboard tomorrow night. I think the core list seemed pretty good. Seemed like it had answers to most of what we face. I think the Han Green was an interesting matchup. That was one of the hardest ones, and I don't know if the opponent played too well in that one. The Quinlan Tarkin Town was the other one that was touch and go, but we were able to get through on those ones. So pretty much liked all the cards. I think the Bamboozles have been great since I've added them in as well. All right, well, thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you tomorrow night, probably around the same time. I'll jump on and knock out some more Ackbar Data Vault games and get ready for Sunday. All right, well, thanks everyone. I'll catch you later.